G'day and welcome to episode 11 of the Concrete Connection Project podcast, where we're down on every single street of the Adelaide CBD raising money and awareness for mental health and mental health charities that are supporting people that are struggling. But today, we're in a little bit of an interim here before I kick off season 2 on July 29th of the Southeast Quarter this time. But today, I'm down in Port Adelaide at Lighthouse Youth Projects chatting with Jamie. I really appreciate your time today and welcome to the podcast.
Thank you for coming down. It's much appreciated.
And what an epic space you have here. It's amazing.
Thank you. It's a labour of love and passion, and I guess we'd say bikes are in our blood. So yeah.
Well, tell us a bit about Lighthouse.
Yeah, we have been in existence for 12 years, and we started. Ryan, who you just met, and I started this when we were asked to go and do a talk at a youth prison, and we were both in different roles at the time, but we'd both ridden BMX bikes at a semi-professional level, I guess Ryan more so. And we got asked to do a talk at a youth prison, and the talk quickly, we took our bikes obviously, and the talk quickly became a riding session. And I think from then on we just knew the die was cast, and we just wanted to share the love of riding with as many people as possible, because we really felt and understand that riding helps in so many different ways for so many people at multiple levels. Can I even say that? Yeah, multiple levels. So, we now work with the Department of Education. We work with Department of Child Protection, the DHS, and a myriad of other sources that look after young people. And we come in and we do riding programs and we do mechanical programs for people to help them upskill and learn to progress their skills working on bikes. And the workshop down here, we've obviously got a lot of ramps that kids can ride, and we also ride. And we try to mirror what a real bike shop type environment looks like for those as well.
Now, I don't think it's a secret. I saw it on your website, but the idea was spawned out of a bit of a hard time for yourself and Ryan. Is that correct?
Yeah, most definitely. So I was involved in the BMX industry at the time, and we were sponsoring Ryan as a sponsored rider. He broke his back severely in New Zealand. He didn't sever his spinal column, but he was laid up for quite a long time. A very positive chap, and I could see the impact that was having with him having to be flat on his back. And around the same time, the company I'd started and worked on for 14 years failed in a big way. And so we were both really lost for things to do. I guess at that point we just both knew that we wanted to do something more than just wear a t-shirt or a hat of a brand or just tell people we rode. We wanted to share the love and the feeling that we had from riding to as many people as we could. And more often than not, that's young people, because young people were interested. And yeah, so that was the tough time that created it. And I guess from then on, we tried to progress it and have people come to work with us or work alongside us that were better at things than we were, better at designing websites or better at building programs, and we've just continued that on. So as I said, it's an incredible project, and more than a project, and it's obviously your passion for both you and Ryan. Now, I've been asking this question to everyone on the podcast, and obviously following such a passion is beneficial to your mental health. And but I guess the question I've been asking is, what do the words mental health mean to you? It's a huge field, I guess, if you could say that. I guess when we say mental health, we don't say like poor mental health. So I guess I always think when someone says mental health, I think poor mental health, as in something's going wrong. Someone says he has mental health or they have mental health issues, I think something's going wrong. And I guess the older I've got, the more I've realised, I've injured myself loads physically, your broken wrist, broken kneecap, all those sort of things, and you immediately seek help for an injury, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you will suffer mental health complications or issues, and no one really wants to talk about it, or no one wants to go and seek help. Whereas if you cut your hand and you get 4 stitches, you go straight to the ER.
Yep, instantly.
Instantly, yeah. And I think that's as I've gotten older, I'm 48 in October, I think that still bugs me that it's not, you can't talk about that without being, it's a weirdo, or they're not dealing with things well. And I think the more people that dealt with mental health problems or issues, the world would just be a better place, because you wouldn't have road rage, you wouldn't have homicides, you wouldn't have so many things that I think all really boil down to poor mental health. And I think the way the world is now, we're in such a hyper fast world and information's so readily available. I think I can only think that mental health issues are only going to grow because of the way the world is now. It's not a free and easy world. It's a very stressed out world, and I don't want to say that because I would like, for everything to be a utopia, but it's just not the way that it is. And so yeah, I do care. I care very much about other people's mental health, and I'm also aware of the struggles I've had with my own mental health, and try to do the best things. I guess like you do surgically when you break something. So for myself, yeah.
And yeah, I think you're spot on with that. When people, there's still such a stigma attached to the words mental health. Mental health is not a bad thing, but mental health issues can be. The words mental health don't automatically mean that you're struggling or anything like that. There's a far spectrum of positive and good mental health, and, really dangerous as well. But you do offer your services and the mentoring to at-risk youth. And obviously you've been working for 12 years, operating 12 years now. There's a benefit to this program for the people that come through.
Undoubtedly. It sounds silly, but it's probably taken us 12 years to get to the point where we can actually measure and try to trying to be better at measuring what the benefits are. But I know in the school program, some of the stats that the young people are reporting back themselves are of great benefit to them, to be out riding with like-minded people and riding with different people in different scenarios. Getting away from screens is one of the huge things now, and I think that's I'm really proud of that. That we've stuck at what we're doing, because for so many years, like, you just ride bikes. Come on, that's nothing. And I think now it's like, well, so is prescribing Xanax to people, I guess, in some instances, or drinking yourself, drinking too much alcohol, using other drugs. It's just what everyone does to cope. And I think, I'm pretty proud of the work that we've done to get to this point. And I think it is a very important, it's a very important thing for a lot of people now. I think we work with hundreds of young people, and you can really see that it's a huge part of their life, riding a bike now. And I think it's what started as, I guess, obviously fairly dynamic BMX riding now can be just as morphed into something sometimes as simple as riding along a jetty with someone and talking on their terms. I think is, I guess I don't want to say the word mature, because that's sort of, I don't really feel that way, but I feel like the programs have matured to the point where you can be comfortable with doing something that's not as extreme, I guess, and still having a good outcome. Yeah,
that's it. You don't need to be doing tail whips off quarter pipes like these straight away. It's just getting the wind in your hair, getting outside. You
got it in one. And sometimes I think it's just being with someone else. I think a lot of times now I know in our household, I think, social media, it's everywhere, and just it's so pervasive. News and social media, it's so pervasive that we can't escape it. You feel like you're around people, but you're not. And I think that's getting harder and harder for young people to actually have, screen-free experiences that are meaningful and that aren't just sort of social media.
Well, I think Lighthouse is ticking a lot of boxes for positive mental health. Number one, you're probably primarily outside. Which is proven to be good for your body. Community probably as well, and just listening to some of the testimonials off your website and off the video, there was a girl talking. At first, I was really quite unsure about it, but now I'm really looking forward to who I'm going to meet, who I'm catching up with, what we're going to learn. So going out of your comfort zone and pushing yourself as well is something that's, is growth and positive.
Yeah, I think that's school's not for everyone, and I think that's what we now are knowing, that it's probably harder than ever, I would assume, to succeed at a school-based level in a traditional role. And I think it's kind of cool that even organisations like the education department are getting behind different initiatives, because they can see that you can't bang a table and expect people to learn, or tap your fingers on a keyboard on a whiteboard and think that people are going to learn now. It just doesn't. That's right. Yeah. Not the same. Not the right way to learn anyway.
And you guys are a registered charity now, and yep.
Yes, we are. Well, actually, it's one of the first things we got done was register with the Australian Charities Not-for-Profits Commission, which was quite a in-depth process. But that was done really early on in the piece, because we always wanted, and still do, know that if once we go, as in Ryan and I go, that it stays and it's existing for other people, and it might morph, but the core of it still remains the same, and still helping people. And but we went down that route, and obviously do everything we have to do every year to maintain that. So yeah, beautiful.
And then so I'm assuming the operations are run primarily off people donating bikes and things like that as well.
Yes, yeah, you could say running on a shoestring budget would be close, but but we still have to operate alongside organisations like the DCP and things like that, which are huge organisations. So we run very lean, but we feel like that doesn't hamper us from delivering a quality service for people that need it the most. So.
Well, that's right. And, for me, I think it is a quality service, and I think it is, integral, for the health of youth and things like that as well. So I would like to donate from the Concrete Connection Project $500 today to this operation, because I think it's so good. And I grew up in Tasmania, as we were talking off camera before. A skate park was built in our town, and if we had mentors like you down there, I think a few other people might have led very different lives.
Yes, I do know the Kingston area well. Now that I know the skate park there. Yeah, it's thank you. That's a massive donation. We truly appreciate that, and appreciate you coming down to talk to us today about what we're doing. And hopefully that's the long-term plan as we continue doing. As I said, programs might morph slightly, but at the end of the day, we want to continue doing this, and for as long as we can. So.
Well, it's great work, and appreciate your time today.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank
Cheers.
you.
Ta.